Now, we kind of titled this thing, what should Christians think and believe about Israel? So I'm kind of catching the drift that you think we should support Israel. All right, that was a joke. Okay, you guys are not warm at all tonight, just to let you know. So the question is, what exactly does that mean? Or is there a difference, is there a distinction between supporting Jewish people and like the geopolitical state, that the nation of Israel as opposed to the Jewish people? Help us parse that out and understand what our support is supposed to look like.
Okay. Well, let me use myself as an example, all right? I'm Jewish. I'm a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm Jewish. Both of my parents were Jewish. All of my grandparents were Jewish. As far as I know, as far back as you want to go, we were Jews. My grandparents came over from the old country, from Eastern Europe, from Ukraine and from Poland early in the 20th century. But as far back, they were there ever since Jewish people ended up in Central and Eastern Europe. So as far back as we go, as far as I know, we're Jewish. Am I Israeli? Well, technically, no. I'm an American Jew because I was born here. Do I feel a very strong affinity and allegiance to Israel? Yeah, absolutely I do. Does that mean that I agree and have always agreed with every policy or practice that is endorsed or implemented by the current or the past Israeli administration? No. I'll give you a perfect example. Today, by God's grace, Israeli-born Jews who believe in Jesus, Israeli-born Jews for Jesus, they're fine in the land. They've got all the rights that everybody else has. We've got a thriving ministry made up of about 70 indigenous Israeli Jews for Jesus. They're doing a great work in Israel, in Jerusalem, and in Tel Aviv. But if I, as an American-born Jew for Jesus, if I want to emigrate, if I want to make aliyah, if I want to move to Israel, I'm going to be asked, do I believe in Jesus? And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely. And I will be denied the right to emigrate. Now, do I think that's right? No. Do I agree with that governmental policy? No. Does that make me anti-Israeli? No. Does that mean that I have to call for the destruction of the state of Israel and advocate that all Jewish people be driven into the sea? Don't be stupid. It means I disagree. It doesn't make me or require me to be anti-Israeli. You can support the Jewish people, you can support the state of Israel. It doesn't mean that you're required to agree with everything about the state of Israel. I certainly don't. What does it mean? What does it mean to support us, to support Israel? It means to cry out against anti-Semitism. It means to cry against those calls for our annihilation. It means to lament our sin, especially our sin of unbelief. It means to long for our salvation. The prophets are a good example. They cried against our enemies. They cried for our repentance. They longed for and labored for our returning to the Lord. I love what Isaiah says in Isaiah chapter 2. He says, probably with an aching heart, he said, oh, come, house of Jacob, and let us walk in the light of the Lord. That's what it means to stand with Israel and to stand with the Jewish people.
So for a church that believes that we should support Israel and we should support Jews, it's okay to criticize the Israeli state.
Yeah.
Okay?
In fact, the Jewish thing to do is to criticize. It really, we joke, we say, 3 Jews, 5 opinions. But there's truth to that.
Is that in-house talk or is that out-of-house talk?
That's in-house talk. Yeah. I can say it, you can't.
We're going to need to define those, okay?
Yeah, it's a normal thing to criticize, of course.
Okay. All right, so